Hey everyone, it's Rahena again, and we are going to continue our Let's Play of Gakuen Heaven 2. Last time we started the long Saturday scene with Tomo at the park, where they remembered how they knew each other as children. And after playing a round of basketball, it has become evening. And there will be another scene here. Oh, I'm so tired. I lost. So, despite being on the basketball team, Yuki has still lost to Tomo. Too bad, former basketball club member. I thought at least with basketball I could win. Well, too bad. You were on the right track, though. I missed my chance to eat some candy. So here's this very cute picture of the two of them sitting under the tree. Probably the same tree that Now used to sit under and read, with Yuki peeking over his shoulder like that. So here are the two boys at kind of sunset, sitting together. Very sweet. And there will be a lot more information about Tomo in this one. Oh, I want one too. Stare. Alright, I'll give you one. Really? Well, I can't stand you staring at me like that. Thank you, Tomo. Thank you. So now Yuki, of course, very happy. Oh, it's a good one. It's chocolate banana. Good for you. Mine is... a loser. And it's mostly that salty licorice stuff, so that's pretty gross. What is that? It's a really gross candy from Finland. What flavor is that? It's kind of like eating a tire. That is terrible. So, yeah, even from back then, you don't have very good luck, do you? Compared to you, everyone has bad luck. Though I really don't think mine is good. Then why do you buy candy that has so many, losers in it? It's boring if they all taste the same. And after eating the bad ones, the good ones taste super good. Really? I'd rather have one where they're all delicious. Anyway, playing in the park after all this time was so much fun. Yeah, it was fun just like back then. I forgot a lot of things. We went to different schools, so you didn't know, but... And here's where we get the real story of... Oh god, this is only part of the real story now that I think of it, but... Here's another good chunk of Tomo's backstory. Actually, I was from the orphanage nearby. What? I didn't know. And he never told anybody because it was just easier that way, He didn't want people to know. And the other kids at his school would keep away from him once they found out. No one really played with me. And the other kids at the orphanage were also younger than me, and I couldn't really be friends with them. So, the only kid my own age that I could play with normally was you. And he's thinking, well, that's why I never saw Tomo playing with his other friends. So it's kind of interesting that Tomo has forgotten all of this, even though Yuki was such an important friend to him back then. And it makes sense a little bit later when you learn even more about Tomo's past and the different things that have happened to him. He has a reason for not remembering things too well.
それって寂しくなかったのか?
Weren't you lonely?
別に
Not really.
俺には兄さんがいたからな。
Because I had my brother, so he and Now were extremely close.
他の奴らとわざわざ仲良くなる必要がなかったんだよ。それに物心ついた時から兄さんしかいないのが当たり前だったからさ。
And he says it's just only natural that they would be close because I've only had my brother for as long as I can
正
remember.
直親がいない寂しさってのはよくわかんないんだ。
And to be honest, I don't really know the loneliness of not having parents.
だけどなんとなく周りからかわいそうな目で見られるだろう。
But everyone looks at me with
それ
pity.
がすごく居心地が
It's
悪かっ
really
たんだ。
uncomfortable for me, so that's why he doesn't like to tell people about
ご
his
めん、
past.
俺何にも知らなくて。
And Yuki says, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
違うって。
No,
何
I'm
も知らない
telling
から
you,
よ
I
かったんだ
didn't
よ。
want you to know. I'm glad you didn't know.
変な気遣いとかされなくて済んだし。
So you won't be all
おかげで
weirdly self-conscious
そういう
about it.
嫌なこととか何にも考えずに過ごせて楽しかった。
そうか。それならよかった。
Well, then it's good. And you can see Yuki now has tears in his eyes here as he hears this story of Tomo. He's really empathetic, so just anytime that somebody has something sad to tell him, Yuki is going to tear up for their sake, which is really sweet.
でも俺が引っ越した後はどうしてたんだ?
But after I moved, what happened?
あの後、俺と兄さんもそれぞれ別のところに養子に出されたんだ。
And after that, my brother and I were adopted out to different places.
そっか。それで友や直兄もここで見かけなくなったんだな。
And that's why I didn't see you here anymore. So that's interesting. Kind of wonder how Now ended up being the director of the school. Even though he was an orphaned child just like Tomo, you know, how did the circumstances work out or did the stars align for him to end up at the school? We'll find out more about that too.
今思い返すとさ、もしかしたら兄さんがいてお前と遊んでたあの頃が一番楽しかったのかもしれないな。
And you know, thinking back on it now, those were kind of the happiest times playing
そ
with
れ
you
なのに
and brother.
なんで忘れてたんだろ
I wonder why I forgot.
友、
う。ユキ、ここに連れてきてくれて本当にありがとな。
I'm really glad that you brought me here
あの頃
today.
のこと忘れたままになるところだった。
Because, you know, without that, those good times that I had would have been forgotten.
本当にありがと
Really, thank you.
友、ごめん。
I'm
う。
sorry.
なんで謝るんだ。こっちは感謝してるのに。
Why are you apologizing? I'm grateful to you.
だって俺、お前って適当なやつだと思ってたから。
Well, because I thought you were someone
でも
irresponsible.
本当は苦労してたんだな。
But you've really been through a lot.
おう。
俺、全然知らなくて。本当、ごめん。
I didn't know anything. I'm really sorry. And now you can see that Tomo has also gotten some tears in his eyes at these memories and just Yuki's sincerity at, you know, feeling for him for his past and all the terrible things that have happened to him, of which he only knows the half right now.
バカ。お前が泣くような話じゃないだろ
You don't have to cry.
だ
about
ってさ
that.、
ナオ兄のこと思い出した上に、そんな話されたら、そんな気分にもなるって。
Well, just remembering about now and then everything you just told me, it makes me feel like crying. Yuki's a bit of a crybaby, and you know, if he was like a female character, I'd be like, oh, so annoying, another crybaby character. But for some reason, it's extremely cute in Yuki, and that's such a double standard. But I'm sorry, he's adorable. I can't help myself.
だって、あの時友の事情知ってたら、俺、もっといっぱい公園に来たのに。
If I had known your circumstances, I would have come to the park more often. So he's even regretting his past self, you know, his, 8-year-old self, not coming to play with Tomo often enough. I mean, he is just such a sweet boy.
だから気にすんなって。
Told you, you don't have to worry about it.
そういう友だって泣いてるじゃないか。
Well, you say that, but aren't you
そ
crying?
んなこと 泣いて。
I'm not crying. Sure you aren't.
だって目に
But your
だ
eyes.
から違うって。
I'm telling you, you're wrong.
あのさ、ベルワングランプリのことなんだけどさ。
So that's the story of Tomo. Part of it. Very sweet, nice scene with the two boys getting to know each other better, even though they knew each other before, but being reunited and, you know, learning something that Yuki never knew about. I mean, now he's been deemed trustworthy. You know, Tomo has given him some extra information here that he typically, you know, didn't share with anybody. Except if he was forced, of course. You know, when he was at school, I'm sure the kids there knew he didn't have parents, and that made things hard for him. But, you know, now he's deciding to reveal that secret to the one person where he specifically kept that information back so that they could have a more normal relationship. So it's nice to see Tomo opening up just a little bit here. And now Yuki's asking him about the Bell One.
それがどうしたんだ？
What are you gonna do about
俺
it?
はやっぱり友と組みたい。
I want to pair up with you.
だから俺と一緒にベルワンのパートナーになってくれないか。
So won't you be my partner?
お前。あのな、ユキ。確かに俺はお前より足は速いかもしれない。
Well, I am faster than you, but
でもそれだけだぞ。
is that all?
授業はオールレギュラークラス。お前みたいに運がいいわけでもない。
I'm in all regular classes and I don't have good luck like you.
そんな俺と組んでどうするんだよ。
So
お前勝負を捨てる気か？
why do you want to pair with me? Are you going to throw the match? And your choices here, you know, this is kind of your last choice here. Do you want to pair with him or no? And you say no, that's not it.
そんなことない。
で、いきなり大声出すなよ。
Don't yell all of a sudden.
友が嘘ついてるからだろ。
It's because you're lying.
嘘？
そうだよ。頭が良くないとか運が悪いとか。
About not being smart and not having
友
good
って
luck.
本当は何でもできるじゃないか。
I know you can do anything.
俺知ってるんだぞ。お前は陸上で全国レベルの記録を持ってるだけじゃない。
I know, you know, it's not just being at the track level, you know, the national level in track, but
本当は頭だっていいんだ。
you're really
伊藤
smart
先生
too.
から聞いたんだぞ。
I heard from Professor Ito.
クラス分けのテストの時、答えを半分しか書かなくて残りは空白で出したって。
About the test to determine which class you should be in, you only answered half of them and left the other half
本
blank.
当は頭いいのに目立ちたくないからわざと書かなかったんだろう。
So you really are smart and you're just pretending not to be.
おいおい、そんな理由で俺が頭いいなんて買いかぶりすぎだって。
Hey, well, concluding that I'm smart just because of that is going too far.
そんなことない。
No, it isn't.
友はわざと普通のふりをしてるだけで本当はできるんだ。
You're pretending to be normal,
だから
but you can
友
really
を
do
パー
it.
トナーにするのが勝負を捨てることになるなんて俺は思ってない。
I don't think it's throwing the match to want to be a partner with you.
俺は勝てると思ったから組みたいんだ。
It's because I think we can win is why I want to partner
何よ
with
り
you.
昔から知ってるお前と
And we knew
Yuki.
each other back
だ
then
からそれ
too.
を分かってほしくてここに友を連れてきたんだ。
And I wanted you to remember, so that's why I
何度
brought
で
you
も言う
here.
よ。友、俺とパートナーを組んでくれ。
And I'll say over and over again, Tomo, be my partner.
お前と一緒にベルワンに出たいんだ。
I want to be with you in the Bell One.
参ったな。
All right.
頼むよ、友。
ああ、もう分かった。高3だ。
I give up.
それじゃあ
組むよ。
I'll do
お
it.
前と一緒にベルワンに出てやる。
I'll be in the Bell One with you.
やった
忠告しておくけど、俺と組んだからって勝てるわけじゃないんだからな。
But I'll give you a warning. Pairing up with me doesn't mean you're going to win.
それに
ー。なんだよ。
多分俺がお前のパートナーになるって理事会が知ったらもっと厳しくなるかもしれない。
And actually, probably, if the board of directors knows that you've paired up with me, they will probably make things more difficult.
そのことは覚悟しといてくれ。
So be prepared for that.
俺も兄さんから あの学園を託されたからな。
Well, because my brother entrusted me
俺
with
に
the
できることが
school.
ある
If
なら
there's anything that I can
何
do,
かしないといけな
I
いだ
need
ろう。
to do it.
大丈夫。友ならできるって。
If it's you, you can do it.
お前のその根拠のない自信が羨ましいよ。
I'm envious of your baseless self-confidence.
でもまあ、一緒に頑張ろうぜ。
But let's do our best together.
え
And Yuki's kind of shocked here.
どうした？
What?
ちょっと驚いた。
I'm kind of
何
surprised.
が？
By
だっ
what?
て友の口から頑張ろうなんて言葉が出てくるなんて想像もつかなかったから。
Because I never thought I would hear the words, I'll do my best, coming out of your mouth. That's kind of rude, right?
あのな、
Hey,
そんなこと言うならパートナー組んでやらないぞ。
if you say stuff like that, I'm not going to be your partner.
ああ、ダメだね。もう組むって約束したんだからな。
No, you can't, you already promised.
冗談だって。
I'm just kidding.
ああ、びっくりした。
You scared
日も
me.
暮れてきたし、そろそろ帰るか。
Well, it's getting late, so should
もう
we
そん
go?
な時間か。
It's already
そう
that
だ。
time.
せっかく学外に来たんだから何か食ってから帰ろうぜ。
So why don't we eat something before we go back to
さすが
school?
に寮のカレーは飽きてきたからな。
I'm kind of sick of the curry at the dorm.
賛成。
I agree.
じゃあさ、せっかくだから俺の家に行かないか？
So, won't you come to my place?
お前の家ってパン屋の？
You mean the bakery? And one thing to note about Japanese bakeries, if you take a look on Google, just look up Japanese bakery, it's not strictly a bakery like you would think of pastries and breads and things like that, but they have all sorts of stuff. I'm actually fortunate enough to have a similar bakery kind of near me, and they sell all sorts of things, like all sorts of interesting garlic breads, kind of breads that are almost like pigs in a blanket, different cakes and rolls and muffins and, you know, all the kind of bread type stuff, but there's also some savory things. So there's a big variety of things available at a Japanese bakery. So it's perfectly reasonable for Yuki to propose actually going there to eating something from the bakery. It's not just bread. There is plenty of stuff to make a full meal there that can be enjoyed. So, you know, when you hear Yuki say bakery, don't think like French bread and cupcakes. It's not just that.
うん。どうせ駅前まで行くだろ。
Let's
そこ
be
で
at the
父さん
station.
の作った焼きそばパン食べようぜ。
And we can have my father's yakisoba bread. And yakisoba bread is actually really delicious. You should definitely look into making that. It's pretty simple, quick, easy meal. You can just throw it together, slap it on a hot dog bun, and that stuff is good. So if you also do Google search for that, you'll find some good recipes for the sauce and for the yakisoba itself. I highly recommend it. Very tasty. I decided to eat it after playing this game.
焼きそばパンって。
Yakisoba bread.
俺もう少し外食っぽいのを想像してたんだけど
I
な。
was imagining something a little more like eating
いい
out.
じゃん。昔お前も好きだっただろ。
That's fine. You used to like it back then.
まあな。まあ、懐かしいし、いっか。
Well, it's kind of nostalgic, so I guess it's fine.
さ、行こうぜ。
Alright, let's
父
go.
さん驚くだろうな。
My dad will be so surprised. And we'll cut back to the school. Yuki
ベルは
back at his room.
友が組むって言ってくれて本当によかった。
I'm so glad I was able to pair up with Tomo in the Bell One.
それにしてもまさか友が昔遊んだ友だったなんて
And I had no
思わなか
idea
ったよ
that
な。
Tomo was, you know, the Tomo I used to play with so long
しか
ago.
も同じ BL 学園に入学して
And
い
that we
て
both came to
クラス
BL
メートなん
school.
て
And that we were
すごい偶
classmates.
然だよな。
Amazing coincidence.
その上その友は理事長なんだ
And
も
on
ん
top of
な。
that, Tomo is the
世
director.
の中わからないもんだな。
The world is full of mysteries. And it's a mail from Tomo.
今日は思い出させてくれてサンキューな。
And thank you for the
バスケも
memories.
楽しかった。
I had fun with basketball too.
久しぶりに食べた焼きそばパン、うまかった。
And the
あのソース
yakisoba
味
bread
の
I
コッペパ
haven't
ン
eaten in a
と
long time
太
was
麺と
good.
紅生姜とソースの配
The
分が
sauce was great.
昔から絶妙だよな。今度また食いに行かせてくれ。
Let's eat it again together sometime. So, you know, Tomo did end up enjoying his visit to Yuki's family, which is kind of nice. I'm a little sad they didn't show that, but you can always imagine it. You can always write some fan fiction, send it to me. I'd like to read it. All right, so the Bell One starts in 2 days, and you know, I was worried, but now that I'm with Tomo, I feel like it'll be okay. And it's not just the time that we've spent together at the school, but we have memories also from when we were little. So even though he's always sleepy and he doesn't seem all that dependable, he really is a capable person. And it seems like he's become motivated now. We can trust each other as partners. And that's why he told me about that past that was hard for him to talk about.
なんとかなるさ。
It'll work out somehow.
よし、ベルは頑張るぞ。
Alright, I'm going to do my best in the Bell 1. So here's a really good stopping place, so I will stop here. We will continue next time with... I'm assuming it's going to be the beginning of the Bell 1. And now we are officially on Tomo's route. I know you can't see it in this screen, but the top little info bar on my window has actually changed to say Kasahara route. So when you actually end up on a character route, the game is kind of friendly about telling you that, so you can see how far you've gone. So this one scene is what has kind of kicked us over here. We are pretty much locked into pairing with Tomo now for the rest of the game. I guess it didn't happen until just now because you did have that option at the very end of the park scene to say, you know what, I'll pick someone else still. But you'd be a jerk if you did that. Alright, so, yep, stopping here, and I will see you. Yep, we'll be doing the Bell 1 next time. See you!